Yes. Today we are going to learn about the endocrine glands. Endocrine glands, they are connected with our all activities of human function, starting from our heartbeat to reproductive organs and for every organ, it is doing some or other job. And in every disease, some of its function is already involved in that, so that when we are addressing to that disease, we can use those endocrine glands secretion. So we will study, because for example there are two biggest diseases in the world. Two biggest diseases are either someone will be obese or someone will be lean and thin. These are common two diseases in this world. And who is thin, he want to become fat or healthy. Who is too healthy, or you can say he want to become a thin. It's a common two diseases. You can find anybody, you can ask anybody. No one will say I am perfect. So what are the glands involved in such activity? We will see in detail. Okay, so let us start, because I am also learning along with you, and I will correlate with the what are the product, what are the literature we have, whatever we have, we will correlate and try to learn those things. Okay, let us study about the endocrine glands. And important part is not only the learning the endocrine glands. Along with that, we are correlating with either homeopathic remedy or the our Narayani mixtures, that we will talk, because the in every combination, for example men combination, if it is for like a OM male combination, OM male, it is also helping the male person to balance the endocrine gland. And one of the most important the chakra and endocrine balancing remedy is, David translates, TC endocrine integrity. It is one of the most important one everywhere. If you find, you can even by default also you can add it, so that it will balance all the 7 chakras, also the endocrine glands. You know that there is a connection between the endocrine glands and the chakras. Okay, so we will see that also, so that on the basis of chakras also we can. And even already in our CC combo, they are adding chakra remedies according to the disease also. We will see those things. Okay, so now let us see some videos to educate ourselves about the endocrine glands.
Let's look at what the endocrine system means, what are the different hormones that they produce, and what their functions are. So let's start with what's an endocrine system. Well, an endocrine system is a bunch of ductless glands which are found in our body. That's what we're going to study, what these glands are. All right. So what are these ductless glands? Let's start with the word gland. The word gland is any organ that secretes things. For example, something that you might be familiar with would be your sweat gland. It secretes sweat onto your skin. Your salivary gland is the one that secretes saliva into your tongue. So anything that secretes stuff is what we call as a gland. But you can see the saliva and the sweat glands, they have a piping system. They have a duct to carry their secretions to wherever they're supposed to go, right? So these glands are called duct glands. Make sense? Now, in contrast, can you guess what ductless glands are? Well, these are the glands that do not have a duct. As you can see, look at them, the colored ones, which we're going to talk about. They don't have any ducts. So where do the secretions go? Well, they secrete things directly into the blood. And it's the blood then which takes those secretions to all the cells. And it's these secretions done by the ductless glands which we call as hormones, because they're messenger molecules, and we've talked about them in a previous video, right? And so we're going to talk about what are the major ductless glands which are found in our body, and what are the major hormones that they secrete. And just for the sake of naming, the system of duct glands are technically called the exocrine system. So we will concentrate only on the endocrine system. All right, let's begin. Let's start from the bottom because I find them easier to remember. So if you're a male or if you're a boy, then you will have testes. These are your endocrine glands because they secrete a hormone into the blood called testosterone. Testosterone. I need to pronounce it right to get the spelling right. So what does the testosterone do? Well, its major job is in the development of the male sex cells, sperms. So I'm just going to write sex cell development, okay? But they also help in your sexual maturity, like the beard and the mustache that you get, the chest hair that you get. All of that is also majorly due to the testosterone in males. On the other hand, if you're a female, then you will have ovaries. As you can see, these things. These are the ovaries. And you know what they secrete? They secrete, again, the major hormones they secrete. One is estrogen. Estrogen. You can also spell it without the O. That's also acceptable. And another major hormone that they secrete is called progesterone. Progesterone. And again, what are their major job? Well, its major job is to produce sex cells in females, that is egg cells, or ovum, we can say. And they're also responsible for the sexual maturity that you find in females, like which is responsible in the widening of the hips, the enlargement of the breasts, and also changes that happen during the pregnancy. All right? It's these hormones that regulate that. And so these are collectively called the sex hormones, and they're also responsible for the mood swings that you get sometimes. So the next gland is over here. It's called the pancreas. I always wondered, why is it called pancreas and not pancreas? It's a single organ, right? I don't know. It's just the way it is. And what does it secrete, you know? It secretes an important hormone called insulin. Insulin. And its major job is to control blood sugar. What do I mean by that, and why is this important? Let's take a situation. Imagine you eat something very delicious and also very sugary. Let's say an ice cream or a cake. The moment you eat that, because it has a lot of sugar, after its digestion, the blood sugar level increases like anything. Now, the problem with that is if there's too much sugar in your blood, that sugar can start damaging the blood vessels. And if your blood vessels get damaged, your vital organs may not get the required blood and the oxygen, and that could be catastrophic. So we need to reduce that sugar level in your blood, right? How do we do that? Well, that's where pancreas come into picture. The pancreas will detect this high sugar in your blood and immediately start releasing insulin into the blood. What does insulin do, you know? Insulin will reach its cells and it will give them a message and say, hey, start absorbing sugar. Start absorbing sugar. So that increases the absorption of the sugar from the blood. And as a result, it will now lower the levels of the sugar in the blood. Now, in some people, the pancreas may not be able to create enough insulin. And so that condition is what we call diabetes. You may have heard of this. And diabetic patients are often advised not to eat food with a lot of sugar in it, right? Now it makes sense because there's not much insulin to control that blood sugar level. And this is basically how I remember the function of insulin. I remember that diabetic patients always get injections of insulin. That's how I remember that insulin is responsible for controlling the blood sugar. Also, a small side note on pancreas is that they can act like an exocrine gland as well. As an exocrine gland, they secrete digestive juices using the duct into the stomach. So pancreas are the only mixed glands in our body. All right, up next are these glands, which are shaped like a hat sitting on top of kidneys. You can call them as kidney hat glands, or more technically, they are called the adrenal glands. Adrenal glands. Any guesses what hormones they secrete? Well, the major hormone they secrete is the famous one. It's called the adrenaline. Adrenaline. And adrenaline is our fight or flight hormone. So let me just write that down over here. This is our fight or flight hormone. So whenever you're in a dangerous situation, or you get super excited about something, or you get super anxious about something, your heart starts beating and you start sweating and everything, that's basically caused by your adrenaline. We usually say there's an adrenaline rush that I'm getting. All right, up next is a gland which you can find in your neck. It's called the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. And one of the major hormones that it produces is called thyroxine. And you know what thyroxine does? Thyroxine helps in regulating the metabolism. I'm just going to write metabol over here. It helps in regulating the metabolism of fats, carbohydrates, and proteins. So basically, it helps in regulation of digestive functions. Now, if the thyroid gland does not produce enough thyroxine, can you guess what's going to happen? Well, without much thyroxine, the food that you eat will not metabolize. And so you will not be able to get energy from that food. And as a result, you'll feel like eating more food. You will feel absolutely lazy. And that will make you gain weight and can make you obese. And so if you know anybody who has this thyroid problem, please be sensitive to them. It's very easy for us to say, hey, go to the gym and work out and lose weight and stop eating. But it's actually a medical problem. You and I will not be able to understand that. So we need to be mindful of this. And this is also basically how I remember the functions of thyroxine. I remember that some people who are obese have the thyroid problem. Another interesting side note is that the thyroid gland is the biggest endocrine gland of our body. And why that's interesting is because pancreas is actually bigger than thyroid gland. But the thing is, like I said earlier, pancreas has two parts. One part which acts as an endocrine system, another part which acts like an exocrine system, giving out digestive juices. So the endocrine part of the pancreas is actually very, very tiny. And that's why the thyroid gland becomes the biggest endocrine gland. Finally, this brings us to a very tiny gland found in our brain, which is called the pituitary gland. If I zoom in, you can see it a little bit like this. If you're wondering, it is not the tiniest gland of our body. There is another gland called as the pineal gland in the brain. We'll not talk about that, okay? Anyways, what does it do? Well, the pituitary gland, one of its jobs is to release growth hormones, which controls growth in your body. If a lot of growth hormones are produced, abnormally high, then the person can become abnormally tall as well. On the other hand, if abnormally less amount of growth hormones are produced, then that person can become a dwarf. But the pituitary gland also has another important job. Okay, there is a reason it is called the master gland. Any guesses why it's called that? The master gland of our body. It's called so because it's the pituitary that actually controls the secretions of all the other endocrine glands. For example, if the thyroid gland has to secrete thyroxine, it's the pituitary that sends a hormone to the thyroid to do that. And then the thyroid will start sending thyroxine. Similarly, it's the pituitary that will maybe send hormone to pancreas, that will trigger the pancreas to send insulin. So it's the pituitary gland that controls the secretions of all the other endocrine glands. That's why it's called the master gland. So that's pretty much it. We'll talk more about the hormonal feedback system and iodine deficiency in a future video. So to summarize, endocrine glands are glands which do not have duct. They directly secrete hormones into the bloodstream. And these are some of the major endocrine glands. And these are some of the major hormones produced by these endocrine glands.
Now we have seen that it has a multiple function, and in our Narayani mixture, they have wisely selected different endocrine glands for different function. I will tell for for your reference. I have just in mixture number 3. In mixture number 3, there is a blood bone irregularity. In that one, they have added the parathyroid gland. So parathyroid gland it controls the calcium metabolism. Like that, we are very fortunate that our combinations already have the endocrine part of it, which will help in the majority of the issues. Like, we just learned about the progesterone. Progesterone, they have added into the mental retardedness combination. That is mixture number 4, they have added progesterone. Like that, like a thyroid gland, even hair fall is there. In any hair fall may be the cause of thyroid gland. So thyroidinum is one of the main ingredient along with the hair problem. You can give arnica, jabarandi, so many other, even you can give the nutrition. We will study about it later. Okay. Then, so our combination has different endocrine glands for particular reason they have added into that particular combination. So when you are studying, as I told you, keep studying the combination and go inside and see what are the ingredient and why they are used it here. So based on that, you can correlate what is the function of the endocrine gland. Okay, now,
Sir, one small query, sir.
yes, yes.
Sorry, sir. Sir, in our Mantra software, sir, NM is a single revenue, sir. If I select bone eye, NM3, it is running just only one, no, sir?
Yes, yes. Bone eye, it is running only one because
Okay.
bone eye is, what is the bone eye number? Bone eye number is the 336 number is the 53796. So
Yeah,
in
53796.
53796, all the
Okay.
ingredients is already there.
Oh, this is a master number. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the master number. That master
Uh-huh.
number consists of what all it consists of? Bone and calcareous floor, calcareous foss, teeth, hakla lava, parathyroid gland, and pinus sylvestris and symphytum and the arum metallicum. All this
Okay.
combination, it is already there in the bone eye. If you click bone eye,
Okay,
that
sir.
that code, whatever it sends to the output, it will have all these ingredients.
Okay, sir.
Ah.
Thank
So
you,
like
sir.
that, and other than that also, we have all other glands are also there. Even thyroid gland is there, and anterior pituitary is there, posterior pituitary is already there in the card list. And that is also whatever there in the card, that is there in the program. That was only idea once upon a time to make the CC combos very easily. That was the idea. And when you go to the CC combo, they will be adding chakra remedy, meridian remedy, gem remedy, batch remedy, and everything connected to that particular complaint. They add into that combination. So in my previous session, or you can say third batch, I have taken one class called as a zero to hero. Zero to hero is that is only with the CC combo book. Today we will cover a little bit of that and how to follow CC combo remedies, and how we can decide the combination and select the combination based on, because today we may get little bit time because it's a
Right.
small topic. So for that reason will get and we will cover that also. Okay, let us learn more about this and see if it is some repetition, we will skip.
हेलो दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल पर। और आज हम आपके लिए एक और वीडियो लेके आए हैं जिसके अंदर हम एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम पढ़ने वाले हैं। तो एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम सबसे पहले क्या होता है उसकी बात करते हैं। तो जो एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम का मेन काम होता है वो होता है मेंटेन होम्योस्टेसिस ऑफ बॉडी, यानी जो आपकी बॉडी का इंटरनल एनवायरनमेंट है उसको मेंटेन रखता है। और इसके साथ में जो एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम है इसके साथ में सिमिलर ही वर्क करता है आपका नर्वस सिस्टम। तो नर्वस सिस्टम और एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम दोनों मिलकर काम करते हैं और आपकी बॉडी का जो होम्योस्टेसिस है वो मेंटेन करके रखते हैं। देखिए दोस्तों, इसमें नर्वस सिस्टम कैसे काम करता है। तो सबसे पहले मैं बता दूं, ये आपकी नर्वस सेल है, ये आपकी क्या है, नर्वस सेल है। तो इससे क्या होता है, न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर जनरेट होता है। इससे न्यूरोट्रांसमीटर जनरेट होते हैं और आपकी टारगेट सेल के पास में पहुंचते हैं। टारगेट सेल के पास में इसका रिसेप्टर होता है। टारगेट सेल के पास में इसका रिसेप्टर, तो वो रिसेप्टर से जुड़ेगा और ये आपकी बोल सकते हैं टारगेट सेल है। टारगेट सेल से रिसेप्टर जुड़ेगा और अपना रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट होगा, अपना रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट होगा। तो ये जो रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट होगा वो आपका शॉर्ट टर्म एंड क्विक रिस्पॉन्स होगा। शॉर्ट टर्म रहेगा लेकिन क्विक रिस्पॉन्स रहेगा। शॉर्ट टर्म एंड क्विक रिस्पॉन्स देखने को मिलता है, ये हमें नर्वस सिस्टम में देखने को मिलता है। वहीं हम एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम की बात करते हैं तो ये आपकी एंडोक्राइन सेल हो गई। इस सेल से आपका हार्मोन निकला और ये हार्मोन आपका ब्लड के थ्रू, ये आपका ब्लड है, इसके थ्रू आपकी जो ये यहाँ पे हार्मोन जो ब्लड के थ्रू सर्कुलेशन से, सिस्टमिक सर्कुलेशन से आपकी जो टारगेट सेल होती है उसके पास में इसका स्पेसिफिक रिसेप्टर होता है। उस रिसेप्टर से ये बाइंड होता है और बाइंड होने के बाद में अपना फंक्शन करवाती है। तो इससे जो रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट होता है, रिस्पॉन्स की बात करते हैं, इससे जो रिस्पॉन्स जनरेट होता है वो कैसा होगा, तो वो आपका लॉन्ग टर्म एंड
He is talking about a receptor and a target cell. Target cell. It is such a wonderful combination that function in our body, just like a puzzle, jig puzzle. You have seen in the childhood. We fix so many. What is that called? Some puzzle. It is called. Yes. So small children, we give the, we make an animal with a different cut pieces in that box. So like that, exactly that puzzle, that piece is generated by the endocrine glands too, and with a target cell where you have to go and fix it. And the same place it goes and fix, and the opposite side is already made so that it exactly goes and fit into that, and then the function takes place.
स्लो रिस्पॉन्स होगा, लॉन्ग टर्म और स्लो रिस्पॉन्स होगा। ये दोस्तों, ये जो दोनों में डिफरेंस है, जो नर्वस सिस्टम और एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम का, वो यही जो अपना डिफरेंस है। जैसा कि आपको बता दी, जो नर्वस सिस्टम है उसके अंदर आपका शॉर्ट टर्म और क्विक रिस्पॉन्स होता है। वहीं अगर एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम की बात करें तो आपका लॉन्ग टर्म और स्लो रिस्पॉन्स हमें यहाँ देखने को मिलता है। तो इस तरह से ये दोनों सिस्टम आपकी बॉडी का होम्योस्टेसिस मेंटेन करके रखते हैं। अब हम कंटिन्यू करते हैं आगे, क्या क्या एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम में हमें क्या क्या देखने को मिलेगा। तो चलिए चलते हैं। सबसे पहले हम बात कर रहे हैं एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम किससे मिलकर बना होता है। सबसे पहले हम बात करते हैं ग्लैंड्स की। तो ग्लैंड्स क्या है, ग्लैंड्स एक स्पेशलाइज सेल है या फिर टिश्यू है जो क्या करती है, हार्मोन सिक्रेट करती है। जो क्या करती है, आपका हार्मोन सिक्रेशन करती है। अगर हम बात करें कि कितनी तरह की एंडोक्राइन ग्लैंड होती है, तो अपने पास में 2 तरह के सब्सटेंस है जो क्या करता है आपकी, तो हम सोल्युबिलिटी के अकॉर्डिंग देखते हैं है स्टेरॉइड हार्मोन होते हैं। 2 तरह की ग्लैंड्स या ऑर्गन्स होते हैं जिनका काम यहाँ पर ग्लूकागोन का सिक्रेशन करना होता है। अल्फा सेल का काम होता है ग्लूकागोन का सिक्रेशन करना। सकते हैं,
I think so. We don't need this much depth. I think so.
बोन की स्ट्रेंथ And
we want what are the endocrine glands, and we want main function of the important hormone we'll see. Now we'll see about the parathyroid, as we know. We just studied in bone eye, they have used the parathyroid gland. So we'll study the parathyroid.
This is a thyroid gland. Now, if you look at it from behind, you will find these tiny, tiny glands on the backside of the thyroid gland, which is called the parathyroid gland. In this video, we'll see how the parathyroid gland regulates calcium levels in our blood. So let's begin. So parathyroid gland, like any gland, secretes a particular hormone, and it's called, any guesses? It's called the parathyroid hormone. I love this name. This is how everything should be named in biology. So parathyroid hormone. What's its job? Well, its main job is to increase. So it's specifically, its job is to increase the calcium ion levels in blood.
For this reason only
How
they have
does it do
added into
that?
bone eye.
Well, let's see. Well, it turns out that the parathyroid, the PTH receptors are specifically found in some of the cells of your bones and your cells in the kidneys. So this is where they have the most effect. So what happens in your bones? Well, when some specialized cells of the bones they bind to PTH, what it does is that it basically takes the calcium from the bones and puts it back into the blood. That's all it does. So it takes calcium from the bone and puts it into the blood. And there you go. That increases the calcium levels in the blood. Okay, what does it do in the kidneys? Well, in the kidneys, what it does is that it asks the cells of the kidneys to reabsorb calcium from the urine. And once it reabsorbs it, well, the kidney puts it back into the bloodstream. Again, calcium levels in the blood has increased. But it also has one more effect. It also asks the kidneys to create active vitamin D. And yeah, turns out that there's something called active and inactive vitamin D. But you may ask, what does this have anything to do with what we are saying? Well, active vitamin D, turns out that when it goes into the intestine, it actually makes the intestine absorb more calcium from the food. And in doing so, eventually there'll be more calcium in the bloodstream. So it doesn't directly act on the intestine, but it does so indirectly. And notice in all the three cases, it has increased the calcium levels in the blood, and that's how it ensures that the calcium level comes back to normal if it was reduced. But now we may ask, what if the calcium levels in the blood has increased? What do you do? Well, the parathyroid detects that and it stops producing PTH, which means all these activities stop. But guess what? We care so much about the calcium levels in our blood that we have another hormone. This time, thyroid gland also is going to secrete another hormone that's going to affect the calcium. This hormone is called the thyrocalcitonin. And I want to just double check if that's what it is. Yep, that's the name. I got it right. I can't believe I usually don't get the bio names right. All right, anyways, thyrocalcitonin. And you know what it does? It does the exact opposite of what the PTH does. Its job is to decrease the calcium ions in blood. So now imagine we have high levels of calcium in blood. What's going to happen? Well, one is the PTH is going to reduce because we want to reduce this activity, but not just that. Now the thyrocalcitonin is released into the bloodstream. And you know what happens when these receptors bind to these cells? It does the exact opposite of what PTH does. So over here, it asks the cells to reabsorb calcium back into the bone. It puts the calcium from the bloodstream back into the bone. reducing the calcium in the blood. What happens over here? Well, it tells the kidneys to not absorb calcium from the urine. And so this doesn't happen, decreases the calcium in the blood. And now it might be reasonable to think that the calcitonin also stops the kidneys from releasing active vitamin D and stops that. But turns out life is not that simple. It's not just it's going to do everything opposite. I couldn't find any resource which talks about its effect on vitamin D, so we'll just leave it as it is. And this way, both of these hormones work together to regulate the calcium levels. So, in summary, if imagine your calcium in the blood has reduced, what will happen? Well, this hormone gets secreted a lot, and this hormone will not get secreted. As a result, the calcium from the bones will go into the bloodstream. The calcium from the urine gets reabsorbed and goes back into the bloodstream. It also ensures that more calcium is absorbed from the food. And what if the calcium levels are high in the blood? Well, now the PTH will not get released. That levels will reduce. The thyrocalcitonin, its levels will increase. And what does it do? The exact opposite. It ensures the calcium from the blood goes back into the bone. It ensures that no absorption, no reabsorption of the calcium happens from the urine in the kidneys. Sometimes I just can't believe that we evolved from a unicellular being into such complex systems.
So we have seen the parathyroid gland function is because already in the value mixture 3 boni they have added that. And so let us see about we already studied in the musculoskeleton system. During that we have taken the thymus gland, and here also let us see the thymus gland the function little bit. If it is we think that it's already covered, we'll forward it, don't worry.
This is the thymus gland. And although in our curricula, it doesn't get the same amount of love as the other glands, we're going to see why it's one of the most important glands in our body. First of all, notice the thymus gland is located between the lungs, somewhere slightly above the heart. It also has a couple of lobes. Let's zoom into it. This is what it will look like. And I like to think of the thymus gland as sort of a school. A school for what exactly? Well, if we look inside the gland, we will see it's mostly made of two types of cells. The first type of cells I've shown over here, these are called the thymus epithelial cells, which for short we'll just write as TECs, thymus epithelial cells. I like to think of this as sort of like the structure. It's part of the structure of the school. So it forms the floor, the ceilings, the benches, the walls, and everything around it. And then we have the students inside this school. These, you know what these are? These are the immature T cells. These are one of the important cells of our immune system. These T cells are actually formed inside our bone marrow, and then they find their way into our school, into our thymus. Inside the thymus, they undergo the rigorous training process where they understand the difference between our own body cells and the foreign cells, which is super, super, super important. And through understanding that difference, they become mature. And that's the reason why I like to think of thymus as a school, because it helps in maturing these immature T cells formed inside the bone marrow. And once they become mature, these T cells, mature T cells, can have different professions. Some of these T cells, which are matured, become helper T cells. Their job would be to go and activate other immune cells. Then there are these other kinds of T cells that can directly go and attack the foreign substances. Then there are some other kinds of mature T cells that help in remembering what the attack was, so that the next time if the same attack happens, it becomes super easy to help eradicate it. And although this maturation process is very complex, one of the things that actually helps in maturing is a hormone that is released by the epithelial cells. So these hormones, they act on these immature T cells, and along with a bunch of other things, it helps them mature and differentiate. Differentiate means just take different professions, different jobs. And this hormone that the TECs produce, we give a name to that. These are called thymosins. Now, thymosins is not a single type of hormone, it's a class of hormone. There are thymosins alpha, thymosins beta, and so many other things. But what I find interesting about thymosin hormone is that they have a very local effect. Look, the thymosin hormone is produced by the thymus, and its effect is inside the thymus itself. If you've studied the hormones produced by other glands, usually the hormones go into the bloodstream and then they have effects on organs that are far away, cells that are far away. But thymosin's effect is usually inside the thymus gland itself. Their receptors are primarily found in these immature T cells itself. So they have a very local effect. In some sense, that makes thymosin's a little unique hormone. Now, it turns out that some of the thymosin's also do enter into the bloodstream, and they do tend to have some other functions as well, like they help in repairing and healing of our wounds and all of that, but there's still more for us to explore over there. But in short, the primary function of thymosin is to help these immature T cells become mature and differentiate so that they can form a part of our strong immunity system. And so thymus acts like a school, an extremely important school for our body.
This is the even part of the immune system also. Why I took it here? Because it corresponds to one of our chakra. Heart chakra is believed to resemble these functions, or all the places wherever the chakras are there we are nominating one endocrine glands. So based on that, so let us see the posterior pituitary hormone. This is a very important one, very important function. So we will study that. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt, sir.
No,
Sir,
ma'am.
actually, you said about boni, sir, in that all that mixtures are there related to the glands. So, for the spinal cord posture problem, if anybody is having the spinal cord posture like a bend or something like that, so that postural now it's like many people are coming with that, sir, having that severe problem, pain and all. So for that, we have to add this bone. These glands are affected,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah.
in that
Correct.
issue.
Already in the
Okay, sir.
bone eye already that uh, no, let me check. Parathyroid already there in that. Additionally, you can use it also, but bone eye, when to use the bone eye, in the indication they have very clearly mentioned that either growth or decay. If you think that
Okay, sir.
in the spinal cord there is a growth in the bone or there is a degeneration in the bone, in the both the cases you can use the bone eye. But
So a bend or like a clear bend or like a bump which is seen on the spinal cord with the pain, is that also coming in this, sir?
yes, in this that on in the bone eye, if you think because whoever comes to you, they will come with all the reports and all. In that report, MRI report, or you can say even in the X-ray, you can very clearly see if that clear bones, that vertebrae are visible. That time you can only give OM 13, OM 31 and 32. OM
Okay, sir.
18, OM 31, 32, and they are mainly working on the spinal column.
Okay, sir.
And there is a one mixture called for the back pain also. There is a back pain, I think mixture 38 or something. That will help in that also will help in the making the posture properly. How I know it? Because when you go into the ingredient of the back pain remedies, one of the remedy is especially for the posture of the spinal cord, or you can say again the shape of the spinal cord. And in some cases
Okay,
you
sir.
need the physical alignment has to be there. Otherwise, along with that, physical alignment, how we can do is by general yoga. Yoga posture, you
Okay,
can,
sir.
and I always advise for everyone who is having the back pain and this sciatica,
Posture
or you
problem.
can say
Uh,
anything, lumbar area
yes,
pain,
sir.
I advise the Bhujangasana, serpent position.
Okay, sir.
When you are just say when you are getting up from the bed itself, just be in the be on the abdomen and try to lift your face as body as much as possible. Like it is called as a Bhujangasana. So Bhujangasana will make them that spine perfect, because generally we are have the tendency to bend forward, because
Yes, sir.
so when we bend backward, like take our spine back,
Uh,
that
uh.
time most of the time it sets back, that the spine again comes back to the original position. And one more thing in our the
Okay, sir.
body is, body always tends to come back to it is normal position. Always that want to be in the
Hmm.
normal position. For that only there is a lot of pain is there. Pain is there, that it's saying, no, no, I want to come back to my original place, like that. But when it
Uh,
comes back to original
yes,
place,
sir.
there will not be any pain.
Okay, sir.
And there is, where that in the musculoskeletal system, we have seen that on every vertebra, how the nerves are distributed. Based on the where is the problem, here is a numbness and all. With that, we will be able to precisely find out which vertebra is having the problem. So on that, we can definitely, I like, whatever the combination we have, it is in the cervical region, we can give OM4. Otherwise, if it's a lumbar region, it is a OM 18, 31 and 32 will work on the lower abdomen. Sorry, lower back.
Thoracic part and the upper cervical and thoracic part, sir.
Yes, in our book
So
it
for
is
that
written as
also
a
OM
dorsal
18,
region.
31, 32.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct. In
mm.
that one is that. So along with that, if you say that some small exercise, so that it will automatically bring back to the normal position.
Okay, sir.
So very interesting. Then and our success rate in the back and spinal are very high. We are getting, people are coming from far away, more than 300 400 kilometers for only back related issues, and they are getting better, they having good result. I told you, even calcaneal spur also we are able to give good result with a bone eye, because anywhere it is written, no, in the mixture itself, anywhere the bone is overgrowth or the decay, in the both the cases we can use the
Yes,
bone eye.
sir.
Sir, can I share experience here, if it's okay?
Sir?
Can I
Yeah,
share? Can I share experience here?
yeah, please, sir, please.
Sir, there's one lady who had approached of a knee pain,
Hmm.
and doctors had suggested to do a surgery. This
Hmm.
happened just 1 month back,
Hmm.
and I mean, looking at the knee, there's no problem. It looked all normal, but she was not able to climb stairs, so she cannot stand for a long time. So
Hmm.
I gave her SMJ, CC
Ah,
combo SMJ, and today she had called and she said that within 3 days there's no pain. Once she started the remedies, she's not got any pain at all. So she's all totally fine now.
excellent, excellent. First,
S-
fantastic. Today we
SMJ.
are going to study, and people may be confused. Where is that SMJ? Okay, they already I have opened and kept in the background, so that I will tell everybody how we can proceed. How like Dhananjay, how he is doing miracle. Everybody can do the miracles. I know. But what is the systematic approach? We will see. Fantastic one. SMJ tonic is excellent, and we'll go through that today. That will take
So,
cover.
again,
Uh,
how I gave, I just took move cream,
hmm.
pain cream. I just put on the output plate and programmed it. That's it, sir. I not given
Excellent.
gauze.
Super, super. Very nice. See, these are the hints. You have to use your own brain, use your own technique to achieve those things. So excellent one. So how you can how you can send us that correction message. So, Soumyaji, you can make a oil. Oil in the same OM18, OM31, 32, make a oil. In the oil, you
Yes,
infuse
sir.
this information and let them apply in the
Yes, sir.
back. So you have to think in what are the way we can send this healing information to the body,
Mm-hmm.
person. Okay, in that way. That's good, great, great,
Yes, sir. Yes,
Dhananjay ji.
sir.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Hello, in this video we're going to talk about the hormones of the posterior pituitary gland. The hypothalamus is the region in the brain involved in maintaining homeostasis, equilibrium in the body. Most of the hypothalamic responses are mediated through the pituitary glands. The hypothalamus interacts with the anterior pituitary gland, telling it to release or inhibit the release of hormones from the anterior pituitary gland. For the posterior pituitary gland, the hypothalamus actually has hypothalamic neurons called magnocellular neurons running towards the posterior pituitary. The magnocellular neurons produces peptides and then secretes them into the systemic circulations within the posterior pituitary. In this video, we will talk about the two hormones the posterior pituitary releases, or more specifically, the hypothalamus releases, and these are oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone, ADH, also known as arginine vasopressin. The magnocellular neurons produces neuropeptides, ADH and oxytocin, which will subsequently be released from the posterior pituitary gland. Oxytocin and ADH are closely related peptides because they are both produced by the magnocellular neurons running from the hypothalamus to the posterior pituitary. Let's talk about oxytocin first. So oxytocin is a hormone expressed mainly in females during birth, giving birth, labor, and also during lactation, feeding an infant with breast milk. During labor, the baby is ready to come out from the mother's womb. It will begin to stretch the cervix. This stretching of the cervix during labor will send signals to the hypothalamus, telling it to secrete more oxytocin into circulation. Oxytocin travels to the uterus, and here oxytocin will bind onto oxytocin receptors in the uterus, where it will cause rhythmic uterine contractions. Uterine contractions will further promote childbirth, further stretching the cervix, which will relay a positive feedback loop back to the hypothalamus to secrete even more oxytocin. This continues until childbirth is complete. And so it makes sense that oxytocin analogs are sometimes used clinically during labor and delivery to promote the uterine contractions. During pregnancy, the female breast increases in size, preparing itself to feed the hungry baby when it's born. The lobules of the breast becomes hypertrophied, and adipose tissue increase in this area, making the breasts large. The breast lobules produces breast milk. The myoepithelium surrounds the lobules, and its role is to contract and to help eject milk out from the nipple. Suckling of a lactating breast will send signals to the hypothalamus to secrete oxytocin. Oxytocin stimulates milk ejection by inducing contractions of the myeloepithelial cells that line the lobules here. And this is a positive feedback loop. More sucking increases more oxytocin and again more milk ejection. The next hormone of the posterior pituitary is antidiuretic hormone, ADH, also known as arginine vasopressin. ADH, also known as vasopressin, is the other neuropeptide produced by magnocellular neurons of the hypothalamus and is released from the posterior pituitary. The main function of ADH is increasing water reabsorption from the distal part of the nephron. ADH also has a role in vasoconstriction. Kidneys are important in maintaining electrolyte and fluid homeostasis. The functional units of the kidneys are the nephrons. Blood gets filtered through the nephron. Things get reabsorbed back into the body and things get secreted into the nephron. The nephron is made up of the Bowman's capsule, the head, where filtration begins, the proximal convoluted tubules, the loop of Henle, the distal convoluted tubules, and then the collecting duct. The proximal convoluted tubule is responsible for reabsorbing 90% of filtered water through aquaporin 1 channels. Reabsorption of the remaining 10% of filtered water occurs in the distal convoluted tubules and the collecting ducts and is primarily driven by antidiuretic hormone. ADH works principally on the principal cells. Did you see what I did there? The principal cells are found in the distal part of the nephrons, typically at the collecting ducts. Let's see what stimulates ADH release first. So ADH is released either in response to an increase in plasma osmolarity or a decrease in blood volume. The hypothalamus is more sensitive to small changes in plasma osmolarity rather than blood volume. Plasma osmolarity is basically sodium levels you can think about. So if you have an increase in plasma osmolarity, it means you have high levels of sodium in the blood. As we know, water follows sodium. So the body will try to make this happen. When there is an increase in plasma osmolarity or a decrease in blood volume of 10%, this will stimulate the hypothalamus to secrete antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH, will travel in blood and will target the principal cells of the nephron, increasing the expression of aquaporin type 2 channels in the collecting duct and the distal convoluted tubules here. And this will account for roughly 10% of the water reabsorption. Let's take a closer look at the principal cells and see how ADH asserts its mechanism. ADH binds onto ADH2 receptors, where it will stimulate the insertion of aquaporin 2 channels on the apical surface of the principal cells. The insertion of water channels into the membrane here increase the permeability of water in the area. Water reabsorbed in the cells leave the cells through the basal aspect through aquaporin 3 and 4 channels. Increase in water reabsorption means increase in blood volume and blood pressure, and also decreases plasma osmolarity, maintaining body homeostasis. In addition to increasing water permeability in the nephron, ADH also increases vascular resistance. This usually occurs only during severe blood loss or infection. ADH binds to ADH1 receptors expressed on vascular smooth muscles, producing contraction and increasing peripheral vascular resistance, which will also increase blood pressure. And that concludes the video on hormones of the posterior pituitary gland, which are oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone, also known as arginine vasopressin.
So I think so. What you have understood, I don't know, but it is this much we can understand that our body is very complex system, and there is a huge function going on to maintain the homeostasis. Homeostasis is nothing but means the perfect functioning of our body. So for that, many endocrine glands are necessary for maintaining the homeostasis. So now we have seen how our endocrine glands are helping. Now let us see the major one more secretion like a prolactin. It is a very important for the female function. Let us see that also.
फ्रेंड्स, आपका स्वागत है हमारे YouTube चैनल पर। और आज हम आपके लिए एक और वीडियो लेके आए हैं जिसके अंदर हम बात करने वाले हैं एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम के बारे में। जैसा कि हम एंडोक्राइन सिस्टम के बारे में अभी ये वीडियो लेके आए हैं। तो उससे पहले भी हम एक पार्ट 1 हमने वीडियो डाला है, जिसके अंदर हमने जो आपकी हाइपोथैलेमस पढ़ा था, उसके बाद में पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड पढ़ी थी, पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड के हार्मोन पढ़े थे, जिसमें हमने जीएच हार्मोन पढ़ा और उससे रिलेटेड जो डिसऑर्डर हैं, रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर वो भी पढ़े थे हमने। तो अब इस वीडियो में हम प्रोलैक्टिन हार्मोन के बारे में डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। तो प्रोलैक्टिन हार्मोन क्या होता है और उसके क्या क्या फंक्शन होते हैं वो हम देखने वाले हैं। सबसे पहले तो यहाँ से शुरू करते हैं कि आपका जो प्रोलैक्टिन हार्मोन है उसको गैलेक्टोपोएटिक हार्मोन भी बोलते हैं। द प्रोलैक्टिन इज ऑल्सो नोन एज गैलेक्टोपोएटिक हार्मोन। उसके बाद में हम फंक्शन पढ़ने वाले हैं, क्या इसका फंक्शन होने वाला, क्या फीमेल में होने वाला, क्या मेल में होता। फीमेल में अगर हम बात करें तो क्या करता है, ये आपकी मेमोरी ग्लैंड यानी ब्रेस्ट टिश्यू को स्टिमुलेट करता है और वहाँ से आपका मिल्क प्रोडक्शन करवाता है, यानी मिल्क सिंथेसिस में ये जो हार्मोन है अपना इम्पोर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है। उसके बाद में मेल के अंदर बात करें तो मेल में इसका कोई स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन नहीं है यहाँ पर, यानी बोल सकते हैं नो स्पेसिफिक फंक्शन इन द मेल। उसके बाद में हम डिसऑर्डर की बात करें, क्या क्या डिसऑर्डर हो सकते हैं, तो 2 तरह के डिसऑर्डर हम देख सकते हैं आपके प्रोलैक्टिन हार्मोन की कमी या फिर जो भी है वृद्धि के कारण। तो यहाँ पर हम पहले पढ़ने वाले हैं हाइपर सिक्रेशन, यानी जब आपका हार्मोन का लेवल बढ़ जाए। जब प्रोलैक्टिन हार्मोन बढ़ जाए तो क्या होने वाला है, तो उसके सबसे पहले तो उसका क्या कारण है, क्यों बढ़ सकता है, तो एडिनोमा और पिट्यूटरी यानी आपका पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड है उसमें एडिनोमा हो जाए। एडिनोमा यानी ट्यूमर बोल सकते हैं हम, ट्यूमर हो जाए तो उसकी वजह से आपका हाइपर सिक्रेशन देखने को मिलता है। तो उसमें आप क्या क्या असेसमेंट करोगे, क्या क्या आपको देखने को मिलेगा, तो सबसे पहले अगर मेल के अंदर बात करें तो कोई गायनेकोमेस्टिया और इम्पोर्टेंस देखने को मिलेगा। वहीं अगर फीमेल में बात करें तो गैलेक्टोरिया और मेंस्ट्रुअल अबनॉर्मली आपको देखने को मिलती है। यानी प्रोलैक्टिन आपका जब ज़्यादा हो जाए, हाइपर सिक्रेशन हो जाए, तो ऐसी कंडीशन में आपको मेल के अंदर गायनेकोमेस्टिया देखने को मिलेगा और फीमेल में गैलेक्टोरिया। यानी हम बोलते हैं कि जो इसका प्रोलैक्टिन का काम है वो आपका मिल्क सिंथेसिस का होता है। अब ऐसी कंडीशन में क्या होगा, जब प्रोलैक्टिन का ज़्यादा सिक्रेशन होगा तो मिल्क का सिंथेसिस कंटिन्यू रहेगा और बहुत ज़्यादा बनने की वजह से जो है मिल्क है वो बाहर आने लग जाए। ऐसी कंडीशन को बोलते हैं गैलेक्टोरिया। और मेंस्ट्रुअल अबनॉर्मलिटी भी आपको देखने को मिलते हैं।
In one of my case, a boy is developing a breast-like structure. That is called as a gynecomastia. So in this case, I have given the prolactin in the balanced no function. I given in the form of the Paramanada Brahma music. In that prolactin, I have given in the balancing mode, like like ascending and descending together. So this is what sometime you will come across such thing that time, because those are all challenging, and you can definitely give in this. I think so. You are understood. Na? Gynecomastia is the breast which is in the male person, breast development in the male person. So with that we can definitely, what are the remedies we can give? We can give OM male so that it will balance the all male function of the male hormone, and also the which is the cause for that, we can give that also in more than 200 potency. So this is
चलिए नेक्स्ट देखते हैं।
many places.
नेक्स्ट है हमारा मैनेजमेंट। इसमें आप क्या क्या देखने को मिलेगा, असेसमेंट फाइंडिंग क्या देखने को मिलेगी। तो मेल के अंदर और फीमेल के अंदर दोनों के अंदर हम बात करने वाले, तो मेल के अंदर कुछ स्पेसिफिक फाइंडिंग नहीं देखने को मिलेगी क्योंकि मेल के अंदर कोई फंक्शन भी नहीं है इसका। फीमेल के अंदर हम बात करें तो लैक्टेशनल फेलियर आपको देखने को मिलेगा, यानी मिल्क का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा।
In many places, many people we have many mothers will have this problem that they are not able to generate the milk. Milk आता ही नहीं है, तो that is the impairment of this function, lack of prolactin.
मिल्क सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा तो हम बोल सकते हैं लैक्टेशनल फेलियर। यहाँ पर मिल्क का सिंथेसिस नहीं होगा। मैनेजमेंट क्या कर सकते हैं, तो मैनेजमेंट के लिए हाइपोसिक्रेशन ऑफ प्रोलैक्टिन में क्या मैनेजमेंट करेंगे, द ड्रग आर यूज टू इंक्रीज प्रोडक्शन। यहाँ पर आपके लिए ड्रग हैं जो कि मिल्क प्रोडक्शन या बढ़ा सकता है। जैसे आपका एग्जाम्पल है मेटाक्लोप्रोमाइड। जो मेटाक्लोप्रोमाइड है वो आपके एज ए प्रोलैक्टिन काम करती है, जो कि मिल्क का सिंथेसिस करवाती है, मेटाक्लोप्रोमाइड। और यहाँ पर हम HRT भी दे सकते हैं, यानी आपकी प्रोलैक्टिन हार्मोन दे सकते हैं। तो ये था आपका प्रोलैक्टिन से रिलेटेड जो क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं थोड़े बहुत, इसके अंदर ज़्यादा कुछ आता नहीं है। उसके बाद में हम TSH से रिलेटेड जान लेते हैं। TSH थायराइड स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन। तो थायराइड स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन क्या करता है, इसका क्या काम होता है? तो ये आपके थायराइड ग्लैंड से सिंथेसिस करवाता है T3 एंड T4, यानी थायराइड हार्मोन का सिंथेसिस करता है। TSH थायराइड स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन। जो बस क्वेश्चन,
How we will come to know that someone has got a hypothyroidism? When someone has got a TSH level more than 5.5 or 5 or 5.5 in TSH, we can understand that thyroid stimulating hormone is becoming more, and the same time thyroid the T3 T4 are less. In this way, mainly TSH level, we can conclude that this person has got a hypothyroidism. It is a nowadays very common factor because of many aspects. Which some are scientifically valid, some are not scientifically valid. So we will not discuss that in the online. We'll discuss it sometime offline, because it contravenes the government's norms. Okay. So TSH more than 4 or 5 means that is hypothyroidism. In hypothyroidism, one becomes obese. In hyper, one becomes thin, and there is no any treatment for the hyperthyroidism. Hyper means one becomes thin. In hyperthyroidism, there is no any cure in the allopathic. Radioactive iodine they inject in the gland and they burn the gland. Then they make it hypo and start giving the remedy. But we, like in Vibrionics people, I have solved one case, with a hyperthyroidism. She became all right, and she's all right since last around 7 years. So what I gave her, there is a book called, I will share you if you want. I will share one of this book, the group remedy prescriber. In that one, the thyroid more active, less active, all this is there. When you come across such cases, we will definitely discuss. And also, I have already told you that in this book, I have used the thyroid balancing, and we got result within 2-3 months. Her weight remains balanced. Otherwise, she was going there a terrible weight loss, and she regained. And purely Vibronics was given, nothing else.
आता है कहाँ से निकलता है? तो आपका एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी से निकलता है। ये एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी को हार्मोन पढ़ रहे हैं हम, तो एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी से निकलता है और आपकी थायराइड ग्लैंड से T3 एंड T4 का प्रोडक्शन करवाता है। फिर आपका ACTH।
Now we have understood generally what we used to do. We only used to treat the thyroid gland. Now we have to balance the anterior pituitary also, so that extra production can be stopped. And generally what happens, just like in insulin, what we have seen, like the quality insulin, if it is not produced, we develop the insulin resistance. Like that also, I feel that, I'm not sure about it, but I feel that this is a similar things happening in case of thyroid also. And thyroid, the it is not able to sense that good thyroxine is produced by our body, and same time again that cannot be utilized for our body function. Then it is stimulating more. It is giving the more TSH is raising to increase the hormone, but whereas it is not able to produce. So in this case, the hypothyroidism is the mainly we have to treat anterior pituitary gland also. We have the card separately anterior pituitary, and if someone is using the our digital version, we have got a pituitary gland, we are already there in the single OT. OT in the Vibrionic terminology is called as organ therapy.
ACTH की फुल फॉर्म है एडनोकोर्टिकोट्रोपिक हार्मोन, जो आपका एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी से निकलता है, क्योंकि अभी हम एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी के हार्मोन पढ़ रहे हैं, एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी से निकलता है और आपकी
दिस इज आल्सो देयर, ACTH आल्सो इज देयर, दैट कार्ड इज देयर.
जो एड्रेनल कोर्टेक्स है, एड्रेनल ग्लैंड के अंदर जो कोर्टेक्स पार्ट है, उसमें से स्टेरॉयड हार्मोन की सिंथेसिस को ये करवाता है. फिर है एफएसएच. एफएसएच की फुल फॉर्म है फॉलिकल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन. फॉलिकल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन है जिसका काम मेल के अंदर और फीमेल के अंदर दोनों के अंदर अलग अलग होता है. मेल के अंदर बात करें तो मेल के अंदर ही जो आपका एफएसएच है वो रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है फॉर स्पर्म फॉर्मेशन विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेस्टोस्टेरोन. अगर मेल के अंदर बात करें तो स्पर्म फॉर्मेशन करवाता है विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेस्टोस्टेरोन. वहीं अगर हम फीमेल में बात करें तो ये रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है फॉर द मैच्योरेशन ऑफ फॉलिकल. जैसे कि आप वर्ड से देख सकते हैं फॉलिकल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन. जैसे कि आपको बता दूं, ये ओवरी होती है, ओवरी में बहुत सारे oocytes होते हैं, तो कुछ oocytes को चुना जाता है और उनकी ग्रोथ करवाई जाती है और इस तरह से मेच्योर होता है. तो ये जो मेच्योरेशन है वो एफएसएच करवाता है, फॉलिकल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन है जो कि रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है मेच्योर आपका फॉलिकल. उसके बाद में एलएच.
These are all required in when you want to treat the infertility, especially female infertility. You have to understand where is the drawback, and based on that, precisely you can work on. Because in our Vibrionics, that is the one advantage is that there cannot be any overdose. Overdose nahi hoga. You are giving a FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. If you are giving in the, it should be all hormones and all should be given in CM potency. It only balances. It doesn't, it will not make or it will not over dose or even underdose. It will balance. So without any fear, you can definitely give the all hormones, as and when in the function it is coming across in the infertility cases.
की बात कर रहे हैं एलएच यानी ल्यूटिनाइजिंग हार्मोन, जिसके फंक्शन की बात करें फीमेल में और मेल में दोनों पढ़ने वाला है. तो फीमेल में अगर बात करें तो ये क्या करवाता है आपका रप्चर ऑफ फॉलिकल. जो ये रप्चर एफएसएच ने मेच्योर करवाया, फिर यहाँ पर एलएच आएगा, फिर यहाँ पर एलएच हार्मोन आएगा और इस फॉलिकल का रप्चर करवाएगा और ओवम का रिलीज होगा. यहाँ पर आपका ओवम का रिलीज होगा. तो ये एलएच का काम है. वहीं अगर मेल के अंदर बात करें तो मेल के अंदर एलएच को आईसीएच बोलते हैं, इंटरस्टिशियल सेल स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन, आईसीएस बोलते हैं. और उसका काम होता है आपकी लेडिंग सेल को स्टिमुलेट करता है. लेडिंग सेल होते हैं उसको स्टिमुलेट करता है, आपके टेस्टिस के अंदर होती हैं फॉर द सिंथेसिस ऑफ टेस्टोस्टेरोन हार्मोन. यानी आपकी एलएच जो हार्मोन है वो आपके टेस्टोस्टेरोन का सिंथेसिस करवाता है लेडिंग सेल से, जो कि टेस्टिस में होती हैं. चलिए नेक्स्ट चलते हैं. नेक्स्ट देखते हैं disturbance in FSH and LH will cause menstrual irregularities and sexual dysfunction. यानी हम बोल सकते हैं FSH और LH में अगर डिस्टर्बेंस हुआ तो आपकी जो मेंस्ट्रुअल इरेगुलरिटी और सेक्सुअल डिस्फंक्शन आपको देखने को मिलेगा. फिर हम पढ़ रहे हैं MSH मेलेनोसाइट स्टिमुलेटिंग हार्मोन, इसका पूरा नाम होता है, जो आपका निकलता है एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी से निकलता है. और कुछ जगह आपको इंटरमीडिएट लोब भी मिल सकता है, क्योंकि ये आपका इंटरमीडिएट लोब से निकलता है. हम इंटरमीडिएट लोब की हम स्टडी नहीं करते हैं, इसलिए हम एंटीरियर पिट्यूटरी में ही इसको.
See, melanin stimulating hormone, when we are using this, in case of vitiligo, or you can say leukoderma. In case of leukoderma, what we know, what all the things it is there already there in our book, melanin and melanin stimulating hormone and melanocyte. These are we are using along with the hormone anterior pituitary. So anterior pituitary is responsible for producing this melanin. So for that reason we have to think I told you all our endocrine glands are helping whole our body to function in the optimal level. So you should understand what hormone is responsible for what are the function. every function it affects.
कंसिडर करते हैं तो ये क्या करता है, ये आपके मेलानोसाइट सेल हैं उनको स्टिमुलेट कर रहा है जो कि मेलानिन का सिंथेसिस करती हैं और मेलानिन का काम होता है फॉर द डार्कनिंग ऑफ स्किन। ये सीधी भाषा में बोल सकते हैं अपनी स्किन के अंदर, स्किन के ऊपर आपकी मेलानोसाइट सेल्स पाई जाती हैं जो कि आपकी मेलानिन का सिंथेसिस करती हैं और मेलानिन का सिंथेसिस जितना ज़्यादा होगा उतना आपको स्किन को डार्क कलर मिलेगा। तो इसकी प्रोडक्शन की बात करें कि स्किन के अंदर होता है तो स्किन पे जब आपकी सनलाइट आती है तो इसका प्रोडक्शन बढ़ जाता है और जब डिम लाइट आती है तो इसका प्रोडक्शन घट जाता है। ये आपको देखने को मिलता है। इससे रिलेटेड 2 डिसऑर्डर हो सकते हैं, एग्जाम में आए जाते हैं, दोनों इंपॉर्टेंट है। एक पहला है विटिलिगो और दूसरा है एल्बिनिज्म। तो ये आपका एमएसएच का डिसऑर्डर है, यानी मेलेनिन जो हार्मोन है उससे रिलेटेड डिसऑर्डर है, विटिलिगो एंड एल्बिनिज्म। ए से आपको याद रखना है एब्सेंस। देखो एक में क्या होता है, दोनों में आपका जो बॉडी में मेलानोसाइट्स की कमी की वजह से आपको जो है लाइट कलर के धब्बे दिखते हैं, यानी वाइट कलर के स्पॉट्स दिखाई देते हैं। तो अगर आपके पार्शियल बॉडी में डेफिशिएंसी होती है तो कुछ बॉडी पार्ट्स में आपको, जैसे फेस के अंदर आपको कुछ जगह पे वाइट स्पॉट देखने को मिलते हैं। और कंप्लीटली अगर आपकी बॉडी में एमएसएच मेलानोसाइट सेल है उसकी डेफिशिएंसी होती है तो आपका पूरा शरीर एकदम वाइट दिखता है। तो अगर कुछ पार्ट में है तो उसको विटिलिगो बोला, और पूरे पार्ट में अगर आपकी एमएसएच सेल नहीं है उसकी वजह से वाइट कलर आपको देखने को मिलता है तो उसको एल्बिनिज्म बोलते हैं। ए से आपको याद रखना है एब्सेंस, यानी कंप्लीटली एब्सेंस है यहाँ पर। और विटिलिगो में क्या होता है, पार्शियली डिफिशियंसी होती है। तो यहाँ पर दोनों में ये डिफरेंस होता है। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें थी जो कि आपको
क्वेश्चन
पता होनी चाहिए। अब हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में पढ़ने वाले हैं हार्मोन ऑफ।
Very good. So what we understood from this is this is also a function of anti-pituitary leukoderma. When you are also giving melanin stimulating hormone or leukoderma, the vitiligo, what is there in our group. Also, you have to check which is the responsible. Another thing, once we are talking about vitiligo, as we all know that we should know what is the miasma in that. What is miasm in that? Either it is syphilitic or tubercular in nature. We have seen that in anybody is having tuberculosis in their family, yeah, fourth generation, fifth generation, or anybody, not the computer fourth, fifth generation, or you can say this is the forefather to eighth father, like that. No, some if they are having tuberculosis, that is likely to be shifted. Even it is the predicted that even the diabetes also is ancestors. If they have any tuberculosis, that is that will show as a diabetes. So intercurrent remedy in the in skin, there are even though there is a TB remedies derived by the TB bacteria, there are so many different categories in the Bacillinum. Bacillinum bovinum works better for the skin also. Bacillinum and what you call awarenum, Bacillinum or tuberculinum awarenum is best for the lungs disorder. So like that, tuberculinum or bacillinum is good for as a intercurrent remedy because it is a deficiency disease. What is going deficiency? Melanin goes deficiency. So like that, any deficiency disease, like Dhananjay ji, you can in the diabetes what you are treating, you can give weekly 1 dose of tuberculinum.
Okay, sir.
Weekly 1 dose of tuberculinum if you are giving, that will take care that on repeatedly they will not come back to the previous stage again. So we are removing the miasmatic cause. Okay. So let us see now.
Sir, I have a question, sir, here.
Yes.
Ma'am, go ahead. Please go ahead. Ladies first.
You please tell me, sir. No problem.
Sir, about the vitiligo, right? Let's say
Vitiligo.
it happens in some parts of the body, right?
Yes.
Once if the remedies are given, if the person consistently takes it, will that skin come back? Will the color come back? or
Yes, I have seen it will come back. I have seen it is long back. I'm telling you, I think in 2000 I treated by
okay,
the same melanin and melanin stimulating hormone. And that time I was not aware of anterior pituitary. I did not add it, but the basilinum and all. With the 6 months, I was able to recover the skin color back.
okay, sir, okay.
Oh,
So,
great.
Soumya, you are
Ah,
asking
yes,
something.
sir. Yes.
Yes, cleared, huh?
Anybody is having TB, like in forefathers of somebody.
Hmm.
So if this person is not having that, but like they didn't get that vitiligo, but a very small white spots are just like that seen on the body, very
Yes.
few.
Hmm.
So for that people also we have to give that TB miasm.
Yeah, we can try that, but most are the considered as a birthmark, or you can say they are
Okay,
ready to spread like that in condition it will be. So in such cases, you can give tuberculinum or basilinum intercurrently and melanin, a melanin stimulating hormone, so that it will, the beauty of these remedies are wherever it is deficient and there goes and repairs. It doesn't make no, if we are giving melanin, our face and skin will not become black. It will only
okay.
go and attack where there is a deficiency in our skin, discoloration in our
Hmm.
body. There it
Hmm.
goes
Hmm.
and it utilizes its power and it they recover.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. And now we all know that chakras are connected to this endocrine gland. Based on that, we will see one video so that uh, it is a proof that we are no we as a spiritual healer, we are not directly connected to the endocrine gland. In turn, we can tell people, because many of us within our group are spiritual healers and meditators, or you can say coach. They guide to meditate on the different the chakras. In turn they achieve the balancing of the endocrine glands. So we will see.
Man, know thyself, and thou shalt know the universe and God. Pythagoras. You know, that triangle dude. Today more than ever, the world seems to be in a very disharmonic state. Thanks to modern internet technology, we now have access to all the world's information at our fingertips. And yet, the algorithms behind the mainstream tech we all use only shows us what we're accustomed to seeing, creating social divides the likes of which we've never seen before. If we took an outside perspective on our species though, you might say that we've always been disharmonic. And that's kinda true. In fact, if our esoteric history is to be believed, we've been growing more and more disharmonic for about 13,000 years now. It's in our DNA, and it's something that we're passing through as a species together. There is good news though. We're nearing the end of this paradigm, this karmic cycle of disconnection and suffering, and ideally, we will never be here again. At the moment, we're just not in tune with ourselves, and our collective consciousness is beginning to realize it. The reason for our disconnection from the soul is actually fairly simple. And no, it's not about politics, greed, capitalism, or any of that stuff. In fact, all of those are simply long-term manifestations of the real problem, which lies on a deeper, much more personal level. The true problem actually lies in our old way of thinking, creating tension on every level. Right now, as you're watching this video, all of us are going through something of a shift. We are changing into a completely new state of being with a new way of thinking and a different understanding of our multiphasic holographic reality. Today, we're going to break down the concept of chakras like you've never seen it before, a deluxe special remake that unifies all of our original episodes into something even greater. If you've been around this channel long enough, or have seen like any meditation or spiritual based movie of the last 10 years, you'll probably know that one of the most central and core themes of many New Age disciplines is the 7 chakra system. Whether you've used them as meditation aids or seen them in gift shops, you're probably at least somewhat familiar with the idea. If not, keep watching, or, just watch Doctor Strange and see how it turned out for him. When getting started with the New Age concept of chakras, first we have to understand the basics of light and color. If you take white light and shine it through a prism, the light will break into a spectrum of 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Aw yeah, Roy-G Biv. You can do this at home with your own prism, or maybe you tried it in science class at school. We familiarly recognize this as the spectrum of the rainbow, or even more familiar, the basic palette in Photoshop. Scientifically though, this whole prism effect and all of the colors it produces are generally called Newtonian colors, and for the most part are the foundation of the visible color spectrum. Now, of course, there are way more than just 7 colors, especially when you get into different wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum and perhaps even different dimensions. But let's just, let's stick with these for now. The thing about color is that each one actually has its own vibration. Red has the longest wavelength and the slowest vibrational frequency, and today we generally recognize it as warm and stimulating. Violet has the shortest wavelength and the fastest frequency, and we recognize it as cool and calming. I don't think I have to describe what happens between these 2 colors. It's like a frequency change that gets shorter and faster as you move up the spectrum. This basic knowledge, believe it or not, is very important, but we're gonna have to look at some other things first. So what is a chakra? Well, it's usually believed that the word chakra comes from the Sanskrit word meaning wheel, which is partly true, but not the whole story, and we'll get to that later on. In our modern understanding though, a chakra is a wheel-like vortex spinning in a circular motion within the body. It forms a vacuum in the center that draws in energy on a vibrational level and can draw in anything from color vibration to thoughts and feelings of other people that we come into contact with. So in essence, chakras are energy points or centers that run vertically from the top of your head down your spine, or from the bottom all the way up. Think of them like pools of energy in our body. When left to their natural state, they will flow seamlessly, but life is messy and stuff like emotions, abuse, and bad experiences get in the way. And much like moss or algae, it blocks the creek from flowing. Ah, you caught me, I'm quoting Airbender on that last bit. Now, despite how you look at it, there are 7, 8, or 13 primary chakras, as well as over hundreds of smaller, minor ones that are scattered throughout the body along certain channels known as axiotonal lines. We'll cover the 8 and 13 later on though, so for right now, let's stick with the basic 7. As we understand it, your chakras are kind of like the etheric motor of the soul. Not only do your chakras draw in energy, each and every chakra radiates an energy or vibration and governs over a major organ or gland connected to other body parts that resonate at the same frequency. To have balanced and aligned chakras will make you happier, healthier, and more in tune with yourself. When one chakra center is out of sync, it may eventually affect the organs and glands that it's connected to and cause the chakras neighboring it to also go out of sync, causing a chain reaction and many bodily imbalances. A chakra can become out of balance when it is overactive, underactive, or possibly congested or blocked. This is almost always felt on a mental, emotional, or physical level. The benefits to energizing your chakras and learning about them are primarily for our harmony of mind, body, and spirit. Your mind alone cannot nurture your whole being, nor can a proper food diet solve all of your problems. It is through your chakras that you can learn to balance all aspects of yourself, bringing you into a healthier state of consciousness. As we mentioned earlier, each chakra is connected to an organ or gland, which governs over a section of the body. The order of the chakras is generally thought to go from the bottom up, starting with red and changing vibrations in each chakra until you get to violet. However, we've recently discovered that you can explore them the other way, starting with a higher awareness and bringing it down into your body. This is exactly the methodology behind the 7-day transformation, a one-of-a-kind course that has seen thousands of people change their lives and share their stories about it. And you can learn more about that by clicking the link in the description. It truly is profound. Now, when you break light apart, you get 7 colors. These are the same 7 colors that our physical body is tethered to. What would you see if you were to look at a human being through an etheric energy prism? Are we bodies of light? Think about it. Now, not only does each chakra connect to an organ or gland, but each chakra also has a very specific trait. The first chakra is survival and is connected to the adrenal gland. The next one, the sacral, governs sex or interaction and is connected to the reproductive organs. The third is the solar plexus, power or ego, and connected to the pancreas, and is often cited as being similar to the Sea of Qi mentioned in Taoist alchemical texts like The Secret of the Golden Flower. The fourth is based in love and connects to the thymus and the heart. The fifth, the throat, is expression and connects to the thyroid. The sixth is called the third eye, which is psychic and intuitive and connects to the pituitary gland. And finally, we have the crown chakra, which is the spiritual chakra and connects to the pineal gland. Although this is debated, and some say that the pineal gland is also connected to the third eye and the pituitary gland with the crown. Now, survival, sex, power, love, expression, vision, and spirituality. These are the 7 traits through which we grow and are at the core of our being and relate to our existence on a fundamental level. Understanding this system and being present with it can help us find out where we're in or out of balance. Okay, so after all that, we know a fair bit about what chakras are now, yet we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of this topic. Let's talk about opening, activating, and charging your chakras. Do you know of a time when you were struggling with your ego or didn't seem to have a heart or couldn't express yourself in your usual way? If you or anyone you know has a problem or comes off too strong in any of these traits, the reason why could be because of an imbalance within the chakras. As we know, each chakra resonates to a color. Doing something as simple as wearing clothing that matches the color of a chakra can even cause it to resonate. I remember when I was first learning about this, all of my chakras were closed except for my throat, which was way too open. The reason for this was because my bedroom was painted blue as well as my bed sheets, and every night I would get a chakra boost in that one area. And the reason that something like the color of your room would have an effect on chakras is specifically because everything has a vibration and our environment stimulate us to think, feel, and take action just as much as our own thoughts do. If you don't believe us, just check out our episode on the biology of belief. And if that's not good enough, just ask Google why they spent millions upon millions of dollars testing what colors would compel people to use their products and services more and spend more money at the same time. Now, sunlight is of course our main source and provider of light, heat, and energy. Sunlight itself consists of energies in the form of cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, visible light rays, infrared rays, microwaves, and even radio waves. I mean, let's be real. The sun is just basically constantly waving at us. Haha, ba-dum-tsh. So straight up, lying in the sun for half an hour can give you a powerful energy boost in addition to all of that delicious vitamin D. Our skin loves that stuff. In fact, the practice of sun gazing during sunset or sunrise, when it's actually safe to do, is an ancient practice that was said to bring numerous benefits and skyrocket your ascension process that is attested to by many ancient yogis. Generally speaking, even something as simple as eating food that matches the chakra colors is just as good as well. Seriously, it's believed that eating red tomatoes and apples are good for the root chakra. Eating greens are good for the heart. Could blueberries and eggplants open your mind? At least blueberries. You open up an eggplant and it's like, psych, solar plexus, fool. Does this make you want to eat healthier? However, you have to consider what's in the food too. Skittles may seem like it's good for your entire chakra body of consciousness, but they probably break every chakra considering what's in them. But on that note, if you want to learn more, check out our movie called Healing with Food. Finally, the best way to open your chakras, hands down, is meditation. There are tons of meditations and chakra cleansings out on the web. In fact, we've made one too, and we'll share it with you soon. Sometimes though, it's as easy as just visualizing the chakra in the area that it's in and seeing it open or flood with energy. Buddhist tradition often talks about seeing the chakras as flowers with closed petals and meditating to see them opening and blooming into their full beauty. And finally, another way that you can work with your chakras is through Reiki. See, Reiki masters are people who are sensitive to and trained to work with energy. They learn to move energy throughout their body and connect it and flow it into yours. It's a very amazing process. You may have to ask, but Reiki masters can also typically communicate with your higher self for you and ask you what you need to progress on your path. Reiki itself is growing more and more popular in the last 15 years, so it shouldn't be very hard to find a number of places near you that offer it as a service. If you're serious about this and you don't know where to start, Reiki and meditation are excellent first steps. However, as with everything, be mindful that we don't want to become reliant on external support just to get by. Reiki can be very helpful, just like a plant medicine ceremony, but not so that you can just go and trash your body the next day saying, oh, no worries, I'm just gonna get Reiki again to realign. If you are getting Reiki, do your best to stay aligned after the session, ideally supplementing your own health with proper food, meditation, and even exercise. Medical science has proven that toxins and impurities, including negative thoughts, chemicals in our food, and other pollutants can influence the body. If these are consistent, then chakra imbalances can manifest, which may eventually affect us on mental and physical levels. Traditional healthcare at this time is unable to naturally or totally alleviate symptoms, especially before they happen. And this means it's up to us to improve our health conditions on our own. We can't forget that we need to take care of our whole being, not just the parts that gain symptoms. And with that, I bid you adieu. But don't worry, because we'll be back again soon for even more chakra remakes in the spirit science journey.
You enjoyed it, right? Because what is the main reason why one becomes sick is because of this the different thought pattern, or you can say energies, or using wrong thing, like that. Or according to, I think your all color therapist, that is Jai Sri Ram is there. When you are going to take the color therapy, as I told you, when you are planning to have a color therapy, sir, because see, it is correlating to some this one, and
Sir,
basic things only, not very deep.
okay, sir.
We'll select few diseases. Based on
Yes, sir.
that, you can think whenever you are.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Okay.
I will inform you, sir.
Sir. So now come back to our. I already shared the PDF. If someone want to go in dive deep about the endocrine glands and what all the things and thing in already, how it affect, because if we want to go in deep, we need 5.5 years, not the 3 months. So anyway, we are a spiritual healers. We need to know very little about it, and we have a liberty to go deep into it, right? So,
Sir, I have one question, sir.
sir.
Sir, there was one lady whom I think I discussed with you whose sugar levels were not coming down. So I had a word with her, and as you mentioned, her father had undergone TB, tuberculosis. So as you said that the tuberculosis is one of the reasons why the generations can have diabetes coming up.
Correct.
Right. So in that case, because she is not responding to neither the English medicine, neither our remedies, but she's just trying to manage it. So in this case, we can give tuberculinum.
Yes,
you mentioned to give
we should give the tuberculinum. Tuberculinum. Yeah. And sometimes they have added into this group also. This is a 6.3. Let us see whether they have added the tuberculinum in this. That's what I am telling you. All our combinations, they are pakka following the law of similar. If suppose there is no tuberculinum in the group, definitely it will not work.
Yes,
what is the deficiency in this group? This is 6.3, no? Generally we give for a diabetes.
Yes, sir.
And I can't see any tuberculinum in the list.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can give tuberculinum additionally to counteract the hereditary effect of
the TB.
Yes, I have tuberculosis. And many, I will, for you all just run, like, I come to the selection, the Select Your MD by Vishwambar Das. In this Vishwambar Das, you can find many places, because we are talking about the hormones and other thing. See, thyroidinum is where all it is given, in what all the diseases it is given. we can just think, just okay. We can think about so many diseases. It is thyroidinum is given. In hypothyroidism, they are given that because it is directly the thyroid problem only. In what is this? Adrenaline also there. What I mean to say, goiter. Goiter is also one of the thyroid problem only. You know? So likewise, we can think not only this, even thyroid is given for the hair problem. What is this inflammation? Hookworm and inflammation. Any inflammation also thyroid gland they are giving as a supplement. Now see why I want to show you that this obesity. In obesity, thyroidinum is a very good remedy to reducing the fat, but it's generally given in the, here they have mentioned 30 potency, you can give in the 6x potency also. Likewise, why I am just showing you is thyroidinum, it will come under the many diseases. Means wherever the edema, dropsical swelling also, you can, that thyroid is already they are using it. But at the last option, not the first option. And like that, why I am showing you is in the selective remedy, you have to go through the whole list of diseases. In that one, hysteria, you see, hysteria, that is pagalpan. You know? For this also, if repeatedly, if you or someone is getting it, that time you have to use the thyroidinum in addition. Hysteria, when preceded by the edema of the limb and the face attack coming on time of the menses. In such cases, you think, how this, because they are not mentioned in any of the, in any other book, they are not mentioned like this. Only in Bishwambar Das, they have given the, they are given the intercurrent remedy. I will tell you about basilinum also.
Sir,
Ah,
just one small question, sir.
yes.
Sir, actually, hysteria you said now, right?
Hmm.
Regarding that.
Hmm.
Is there anything like that, sir? Like, for example, somebody's having hysteria,
Hmm.
as you said, like TB, like diabetes and TB
Hmm.
interconnected, and so the family may get that. In that way, anything is there for hysteria, sir? Like if
Hysteria, we have
some
a hysteria balance, madam. In,
grandmother, I mean grandmother or somebody is having
oh,
hysteria, then what type of other
yeah,
counter
yeah, correct,
thing they
correct.
may get?
That is, those are all covered under the sulfur.
Oh, okay, okay.
Sulfur is a remedy because sulfur is a remedy generally used for functional failure, function failure, not a
Okay,
structure
sir.
failure.
Uh,
Okay, na? If sulfur is just like a electrical connection, not the physical,
mm.
the structure, physical structure, physical, uh, diseases. Like a sulfur, it is, generally in Hahnemann said the first miasm which born was the soric miasm. And who is the king of Sora? Is the sulfur. So sulfur, you
Okay,
can say,
okay.
sulfur when you go in detail, all type of manias are there, all philosophical, what you call, that what you call, the puja karna, hamesha puja karte baithna, they are all
Uh,
philosopher, you can say, ragged philosopher.
uh,
In the
mm.
sulfur, they call as a ragged philosopher. Like other, how we give the even the like a sulfur as a intercurrent remedy in such hysteria cases. And also Hysteria is a, see, first comes the skin disease and
Okay,
comes
sir.
the, and that all, if some the skin disease is being suppressed by
Huh.
applying ointment, it goes
Huh.
to the inner organ.
Okay,
Even
sir.
after going to the inner organ, then if those also you are suppressing by taking some other remedies, which is
Huh.
suppression remedy, then what happens? It goes to the brain. I mean, psychological problems
Okay.
comes. Psychological problems are the highest problems.
Exactly, sir.
Highest problem.
Hmm.
So generally what happens, someone, when you start treating the psychological problems, when someone starts developing the physical problem, like someone, you are treating somebody hysteria, suppose, then if they start developing the knee joint pain, after when you are treating the hysteria, but they have
Okay,
developed the
so
knee
when
joint
we
pain.
are
Huh.
giving medicine for hysteria, they get knee joint pain.
Sometime. I'm not
Okay,
telling
okay.
you it will
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
come.
yeah, yeah.
It
I
some,
understood.
because from inner
Example.
to outer it will come. Means the
Oh,
lesser
okay,
important
okay.
organ to the more important organ.
Okay, sir. So, but
Mind.
for
Uh,
example, if the grandmother is having hysteria, sir, in a family, and then what reaction will have on the grandchildren, sir? Will they get anything, something like
no,
any
there
other
will not be
disease or
anything like
no?
that. There will not be
Okay.
anything like that. लेकिन एक चीज तो है, अगर फादर एंड मदर्स आर नो, उनका स्वभाव कैसा रहता है ना, हाउ दे
हाँ,
आर हैबिट्स एंड द psychology, the same comes to children and grandchildren.
हाँ.
Anna, so that is common. But we
So it
can,
is not like this, sir. Like as you said, for TB and the diabetes, the people who have in that way hysteria, nothing will be there.
hysteria, nothing will be there, but tendency of taking tension is there in these generations.
Exactly, sir. Because
They
I was
take,
looking into one family.
uh,
In that, the grandmother is having hysteria. Of course, she's not there now anymore. But
hmm,
the thing is, the grandchildren are having I mean, the whole family, not only
hmm,
the grandchildren, they
hmm,
all have some sort of taking tension, anxiety.
correct, correct. We have,
Means, I mean, like very easily,
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
for big things, for
Correct,
anything.
correct.
This is the only reaction.
Yeah.
And then the other thing which I observed is ADHD.
Hmm,
They are having some attention problems. They are unable to focus, concentrate.
hmm.
And the other thing which I noticed is anger. I mean, impulsive reactions.
Yes,
Means now they are now in one mode, like normally happy. Suddenly it changes,
yes.
and then suddenly again they go into some other means we cannot like it's not so easy
Yeah,
to predict.
correct,
If we
correct.
are there with them for many days, then only we can understand like how they are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct, correct,
Yeah, so
correct.
these all I observed, sir. So that's what I'm asking. Like, is there anything like
Yeah,
that?
these are,
Mm.
instead of that hereditary, they are
Mm-hmm.
called as a hereditary tendencies. And we have a very
Okay.
good remedy for that.
Okay,
Balance
sir.
remedies are there, stress balance, hysteria balance, and depression balance, stress balance, depression balance, and hysteria balance are there. We can give, or finally we can give tension 10 mm. If we can even scrutinize what is the tension they are taking, or they are worried about this the so many different things, like in the batch remedies are always the best. Batch flower
Yes,
remedies, I have
sir.
solved
Yes,
many
sir.
cases, many psychological problems with the only batch remedies, batch flower remedies.
Okay, sir.
So you, first of all, whenever someone comes with a psychological problem,
Hmm.
you think about a batch remedies, and batch remedies made by our machines. They have work excellent. Many people they have come out with the very good feedback. Yes, sir. So likewise, uh, any syphilitic constitution is also a one of the. But we have to tally the symptom. So generally, what they're suffering other than the mental symptom, like a suicidal tendency. Suicidal tendency, they are syphilitic in nature. Syphilitic in like syphilinum, if you give, from made from our machine, it will definitely stop their, suicidal tendencies. So
Okay,
this
sir.
comes by in the hereditary. I have seen one of my in a village. They have in the family they have a suicidal tendency. Three people in the one family they have
Oh,
committed to suicide.
oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So like that only. So that the syphilinum is one of the remedy. Don't tell them and give the remedy.
Ah,
Because
yes,
since
sir.
since they are
Okay.
in your hand, they will be your patient. Make sure that they are alive and they keep giving you the fees. So don't allow them to die. That is the thing. That is main. Don't guarantee anybody no cure, cure, or you can say this one. But we should make sure that they are happy and alive. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
that's yes. Okay, then
Thank you, sir.
yeah. Now we have seen the in the endocrine gland in the CC combo we have endocrine system we have three remedies. That is CC 6.1 for parathyroid gland. Okay, and see parathyroid gland they have used the carcinosin. You know why? Because we are talking about preventive things here. Carcinosin is one of the most important preventive remedy for a cancer. Generally, there especially ladies will be so much scared. My mother had a cancer, I will also have a cancer, like that. They will come with a full cancer mind only. They will come with I will also have the cancer. In such cases, you can give them, you say carcinosin 30 potency or 200 potency, you can make them and give and tell them that this is a vibronic support for the preventive cancer. So what happens? With their mind also they will block the cancer, and with the carcinosin also will the prevent the cancer. So in this hyperthyroidism, once I saw that carcinosin, so I just remembered. Okay, so hyperthyroid is a 6 point. Hyper means someone gets very very thin, start emaciating or like losing weight. So this is a combination, and 6.2 is the hypothyroidism for a, we can say, eating disorder, thyroiditis, obesity, overweight. For them you can give the 6.2. In CC combos they have a general protocol. What they do, general protocol, they always add the 15.1 emotional tonic. They add because it is true that all our troubles are because of emotional problem, tension. So for that, we are using the mixture number 15 is along with this, and we are using mixture number 15. And next is the diabetes. Diabetes is so many remedies. I told you many remedies working for one single goal can be pakka given. I was, people, those are from the homeopathic background, they are scared to use these many remedies. They will afraid, "Arre, itna and we are using 50 potency, CM potency, you are mixing and daily giving. No, they are scared. But here it is only with the Vibronics, it is only a depth how deep we want that remedies should work. Okay, so these are the three remedies. And what are the other remedies in the endocrine gland? Other remedies are the all male, female, and the okay, you see here. This is 8.1. 8.1 is a female tonic. Female tonic is used for all, and hormone imbalance, hot flushes, infertility, prolactin imbalance, and prolapsed weak uterus, everything it is there. Hirsutism, you know what is hirsutism? Hirsutism is that, hair growth in the female. They will have a lot of hair. Sometime mustache and even legs and such is a common thing. But for that, you can think that this is because of hormonal imbalance. So you can give for anybody, any person, male person is coming, we can give the 14.1. This is 8.1 for the female. Let us see about the male. Male is 14.1 is a male tonic and hormone imbalance. So here imbalance means it will balance the hormone. So 14.1. So these all things comes here. So you can think, say whatever we have studied now, all the endocrine glands, all are there, which are useful for the male person. So like that, in every how beautifully they are covering, just you have to appreciate the endocrine integrity. I told you that SR290 endocrine integrity, endocrine chakra endocrine integrity is the full name of this vibration. It is called a TCA in our numerical mathematics. You get in the TC endocrine integrity. And you see how beautifully they are covering. They are covering the chakras also. What are the chakras they are adding for the male tonic as a male tonic? Bro chakra, crown chakra, sacral chakra, throat chakra, and diamond, and bladder meridian, circulation, sex meridian, and kidney meridian, netramure. So everything they are adding in it. And Vibgoyer. We just saw that what is Vibgoyer? All the seven gems mixed together. These are the Bhattacharya gem remedies. Okay, so like that, all.
Sir, one query, sir. Sorry, sir. Can I?
Yes, sir, yes.
Sir, for height growth in children, I had asked you, sir, you had told me
Correct. Very good, sir.
somatotrophin.
Somatotrophin.
Ah,
Somatotrophin, growth hormone. And
ah,
in my first set of when I started making my machines commercially, one person from Gujarat purchased that, and the उनका नाम some B Joshi साहब था, and he made his daughter was around 14 15 years old, so he made her height growth by 3 inches as per his statement. He made by giving the somatotrophin growth hormone. It is available in the our numerical mathematics. Separately it is
okay.
growth hormone, somatotrophin, like that it is there. It if and also there is a for height increase, there is a formula also in the Darbari, simplest remedy for all disease, B.S. Darbari, biochemic book. In that one, Cilicia 12x daily doses and calcarea phos 200x weekly doses. If you are giving, that is also the height growth is there as per the B.S. Darbari. And he is also telling that no, एक पाव जिलेबी and गाय का दूध. I don't know. Ek Pav Jalebi, Gai Ka Doodh, that book was published in 1952. That doodh also not available. That, jalebi is also not available. Okay. Anyway, I have shared you that book. If you can go through to become tall to become, like that it is there, you can refer. Okay. And how to, I just wanted to tell briefly, within 3-4 minutes, I will tell you how to use this book. This book I already shared, and thanks to Sri Ramji, with his grace, we got this book. We had the copy, the Xeroxed version earlier, but with the grace of Sai Ram, we got this. How to follow this? No, how to use this? How to any disease? Go to the index. Above that, just in front of that, this in front of that there is a number. So how to do that? We'll see mantra is there on the desktop. Okay. It is not visible in this. It is not visible in this. You all have the mantra
Sir, it
software.
is here.
Huh?
Sir, it is there in the desktop.
In my desktop.
Yes, sir.
Where you saw?
Sir, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು Canva, the beside of Canva.
Canva.
Just above that, sir.
So
Yeah,
in the,
just above that.
in the middle of the desktop.
Middle of the desktop.
Just above that cursor, sir.
Click
Sir,
any
just above the
and
cursor.
Yeah, it is available.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is available. Anyway, I am not connecting this into this one. It will open and tell you that come, baby. Yes, when you go to the common combo, there are all ready-made combinations are all there. Thanks to this Sairam, I can say that much only. Sairam with his own wish, we could be able to do this. How we can do? You can think that. So, for example, there is a tumor 2.3, malignant tumor 2.1 plus 2.3, like that. You can name anything. What's so in this one they have UTI, urinary tract infection, 13.2. Go to 13.2, you see all colors are colorful. 13.2 is the bladder and kidney and bladder infection. You go there and find out, yes, whether your symptoms are covered into it, this or not. So urticaria, there are so many things. All this is how you should go to the index, find out like let me check one more thing, like a stammering. Stammering, if there is a stammering, what I should do? 18.1. Go to the 18.1. What is the 18.1? Nerve tonic. Nerve tonic it is. 18.1. So you see, stammering, we have come there. If that stammering might have not written here, don't worry. There, if they are writing, it will have, because it is a nerve tonic. Sir.
Did you make this the complete PDF, sir?
Huh?
What I have shared you the Xerox book.
Complete book, sir.
The complete book you have made it the PDF version, sir?
Sir.
Sir, please share me the PDF version, sir.
Oh, sure, sir. This is 18.1. Just we saw, we just wanted for the stammering, speech impediment, stammering, stuttering. So we that is the 18.1. Where is the 18.1? These all cards are available. If you have a card machine, you can spend around 5 to 6 hours and make the combination, or give this 18.1. Where is 18.1 brain disability? Just click it. Within 3-4 minutes, your whole, that all the combinations what mentioned here, so many remedies will be ready within 5 minutes. So this can be used. So like that. So this one only in the last batch I took it as a from zero to hero. How to become zero to hero? Zero to hero means without having no background, but only knowing the name of the disease. You can say teeth restore animal, tooth decay, tooth decalcification, TB acute, Tachycardia, so beautiful it is. Because there they have not written, they are somewhere written tachycardia is the palpitation, more this one. And syphilis, general synovitis. Synovitis is what? You should know synovial fluid will be there in the joint. That is inflammation of that is a synovitis. So you go through, if any terminology is not, you are not knowing, Google it. Okay, you will get a full story of it. And okay, spine. Soumya madam, you are asking me scoliosis. That is the bending of the spine.
Sir.
That is a 20.5. That is a spine.
20.5, sir.
20.5. If you go there,
Scoliosis.
yeah. So then you will able to find the bending of the spine. So like that you can find your problem here and go to that combination, and you can give also. If you don't have the, like, CC, if we are not having that, you can select. No, I will not make you afraid. Suppose you don't have the digital Vibronic, then what to do? Don't worry. Go to this 18.5 was the combination. Okay. Sorry, 20.5. 20.5 with the spinal cord. Yes, spine. So what all things they are adding it, you see, all first of all they are adding the bone, because they are thinking even in the spine their bone might have been degenerated, or the overgrowth. There can be anything. So like that they have used yet 20.5. Go to this and you will see that 20.5. There is a 20.5 spine. Click it. You will get all the remedy. Thanks to all of you for exploring this CC combos, and even we have derived the single rate for CC combos also. We have derived the rate for the single whole combination. We have derived a single rate number also. So no, do not afraid that individual numbers also they are working very good. I have got a very good feedback about that also. Okay. Anyway, enjoy healing. Whenever you get you're getting stuck, or you can say any doubt, please ask Google, or then you can ask me also. Because Google can tell you more clearly than me. Why I am telling you is that. So I am not telling you. Anyhow, you have any doubt, ask me. I will not tell, because if you have any doubt, ask Google. Then if it is not understanding, still not understanding, you ask me. I will also Google in on your behalf, and we will discuss, and we will know. Okay, you have understood today's endocrine gland, and endocrine glands are very much necessary for everything. And actually, I wanted to show one more. One video was left of the circulatory system. I will show you in the next class, because that was very interesting. That lymphatic circulation, because we are not aware of it. We know only about the blood circulation, and lymph circulation is the we are not aware of it, but beautifully explained in the video that I will show you in the next uh, coming Sunday. Okay. Thank you so much. Any doubt please. Any doubt anywhere, and any improvement I need to do upon myself, or you can say pattern changing, anything like that you want, I can definitely say. Because here I want to take hand on hand with the remedies, as well as the physiology anatomy. I don't want to separate it. Otherwise, it will be disconnected actually. You know? You see today with a hormone, we have studied the vitiligo also, leukoderma also, melanin stimulating also, and also the gland what it is producing. Huh? Anything, Dhananjay ji?
No, sir, and it's quite interesting that how our ancestral issues get manifested in a different form of disease, like from TB becoming diabetes in the latest generation, right? That's quite
Yes.
surprising. And when I checked, even the person also confirmed that her father was a TB patient. Such a very hard, very tough to kind of understand this. I mean, it's really difficult. I would say it's difficult rather than difficult. I would say very the logical mind will not accept it, frankly speaking, because
But it is a known fact in the homeopaths. Homeopath
okay, sir.
knows this very well because
Okay.
the same
Sir,
Vishwambar. Huh.
sorry, sir.
Hmm.
Sorry, sorry. Actually, here I saw in one case,
Hmm.
um, the ancestors are having only a diabetes,
Hmm.
but now they got TB.
Yes.
So it is
See,
vice versa also is
yes,
happening, sir.
vice versa also is there. And TB main reason is
Mm.
unhygienic condition.
Okay.
And also, as you said, predisposition is also very much necessary. They are predisposed to tuberculosis. And you are right. If a TB, ancestor TB can cause the diabetes, someone is having diabetes can also cause the TB.
Yes, sir.
Tuberculosis,
I saw, sir, in
yeah,
one
yeah. That's
situation.
see, that's what when someone we come with someone comes with the complaint that we our ancestor had the diabetes, we give tuberculinum as a preventive,
Miasm.
as an intercurrent remedy.
Mm.
For the intercurrent remedy, please follow the selective remedy Vishwamar Das. In that one, every disease they have given what is the intercurrent remedy. What is the intercurrent remedy? They have simply mentioned give only once a week, once a 15 days, like that they mention. By that only you should understand that this is not the routine medicine, but the intercurrent remedy. Okay.
So can we give all miasm in that case, sir, from a CC combo?
Yes, we can give. We can give. Miasm is there, no? Miasm,
Yes,
there is a
yes, all
combination. We
miasms.
can give that combination. But if you give
Okay.
the specific combination, specific remedy like a tuberculinum, that medorinum and syphilinum or thuja like that, it will work
Mhm.
more precise.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Altogether also it will give just like a Sairam, but you should say Sairam and give. That's
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes.
So that
Yes,
so that
sir.
भगवान भरोसे नहीं होगा करके नहीं, but individually if you are giving, it is still better.
Better. Yes.
And
Sure, sir.
select your remedy. Go through the selective remedy. All the Swami Narayani also written the book on the miasm. And on the miasm, I request you, you should get the full set of that book. Like volume 3, you get all the 7 volumes. Not costly also. I think within 1,000 to 1,200 rupees only you will get. In that one, very clearly they have mentioned what disease has got a what miasm. It is
Okay.
already
Yes, sir.
there. So if someone want that WhatsApp number, I will communicate to you. You just send the money, they will send to your address. And in that one, Mata Narayani has clearly written what all like tuberculinum, bacillinum, what I told that disease wise it is given in that particular book.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Ah.
just not related to this, like it's related, but not regarding the medicines, sir.
Hmm.
When we are talking about this, like the ancestors having and the affecting. So I heard one research, sir, in rats. Actually,
Hmm.
they did that.
Hmm.
Some rats were like traumatized
Hmm.
or made scared
Hmm.
by showing some pics, and then that time they have given like some smell was
Hmm.
released. It's
Hmm.
not like a horrible smell. It's like a
Hmm.
good good smell only, like some
Hmm.
nice smell,
Uh-huh.
aromatic smell
Hmm.
of some jasmine or something, rose or something. So after that, okay, because they were traumatized and they were scared. So basically, of course, the rats have smelled that, and then that
Hmm.
rat's generation. they never undergone of that smell. They never undergone of that situation. But when they are just kept in one place and that smell was released, the same smell, immediately they started getting scared, high anxiety, high heart rate, and immediately they are showing the symptoms of panic suddenly. So that was the research that done by the scientists, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
So why? Because their DNA of their ancestors is seen in these rats also.
Correct.
So, as their
Yes.
ancestors' DNA, like it was imprinted that this smell is something related to panic, tension, and scare. It scares us. It's
Correct.
danger.
Correct. Correct.
So immediately, just they didn't underwent anything like that. They are just freely left, but that's by smell only they started reacting in that way, and they felt very uneasy. So that is
That's
the
correct.
research,
That
sir.
is that is in psychology. It is
Hmm.
called as conditioning.
Okay,
Conditioning.
sir.
You heard about one story, then they what they used to do, they used to, in the dog, they used
Hmm.
to keep the food, and they used to bell once. So
Hmm.
though what happens, that become the condition. Every day they used to keep a food for a dog, and they used to bell once. So then one day what happened? They did not keep the food. They only belled the bell. So
By hearing the bell, dog came.
Ah, by hearing that bell, dog
Hmm.
started producing the saliva. So
Oh.
expecting the food. No,
Hmm.
these are called as the conditioning in the psychology. And another thing, like there are so many people are there in our group. Those who are doing past life regression. Now, past life regression and the past regression, what they do, they find out because everything is recorded in our DNA. है ना? So
Yes, sir.
they remove by DNA programming. They make them they take them into the trance, and they remove that fear by from their DNA. From then only, then immediately they are all right. So this is similar to that what you explained, because everything is there in our DNA, even fear and everything is there, and even traumas during the pregnancy, even the it is said so, during the pregnancy, if someone is having the horrible condition in their home, that is likely to affect the children. And also it was common in our period, you know they expect the male child, or you can say that actually the female will be there in the fetus, and when it comes out, it start hating their parents, because they were expecting a male child, and then अरे ये तो लड़की हो गई ना, ऐसा करके they show that not so happy, that will be imprinted on the fetus. So like that, so many things are there, and for everything 15.1 is a solution. 15.1, if you give in mental and emotional, because you go to the Satya Sai website, everywhere they first combination is 15.1. So like that. So that is very important. 15.1, 12.1, and if male 14.1, if female 8.1, like that. And along with that, if any cancer is there, 2.1, and glandular is there, 2.3. If the cancer of the lungs is there, 2.1 and 2.3 and 19.1. Like that we can combine beautifully. Hmm?
There is one experience in terms of this regression when people do, right.
Ah.
So usually sometimes what happens, like for example, people who are expecting a kid, they always let's say they keep on thinking that they need a boy child, they need a boy child, and unfortunately or fortunately it becomes a girl child,
Hmm.
right. So what happens is when the kid grows up,
Hmm.
this programming what they have, that intention what they had put,
Hmm.
that girl or a boy, they have a attraction towards opposite gender. Even though there's a girl,
Hmm.
even though they're born as a girl, they have attraction towards a girl. I mean, it's like
Oh.
this. And it's like because the programming was such that okay, they wanted a boy child, but the girl child happened. That itself, the girl can gradually change her gender itself. She might become a boy. She might become like a. She behaves like a boy.
Yeah. So
So
for
this
this,
is,
what is the solution, Dhananjay? We have
so
seen in
yeah.
many times we have seen the OM male made that male perfect male. If a,
Hmm.
if some lady is manifesting some male quality, that time
Yes.
we have to give the OM female, so she become perfect female. If
Yes,
some
sir.
male is exhibiting the female quality,
Hmm.
talking or you can say behavior like that, we if we give the OM male, you will make
Hmm.
him perfect male. We
Perfect.
once it had happened like that only. When in their family there was continuously the like a transgender that was there,
Yes.
and
Yes.
one lady was just a girl about to get the menstruation, so they
Hmm.
were afraid. So now this also she become a transgender. It is very difficult. So we gave her all the female OM and other thing, and she became perfect female. With
Yes,
all
sir.
she started menstruating and all everything was done. So that was the case with we what we have handled very long back.
Okay. So yes, I mean, in case of our our regressions, we put them on a hypnotic stage and take them back in time, and do that one method. But this is much more easier. You don't have to put them in trance mode. You can just kind of make a remedy and give it to them.
Yes.
This will work even
And you
deeper.
can see, sir, Dhananjay, you can do because you are already trained in the past life regression and all. If
Yes, sir.
you can just put that thought directly into the water and give them, and it will work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Infuse
sir.
that water and give because it's very
And
easy because taking trance, everybody will not go sometime into the trance.
sir, we had done it. So one of the parent approached. This was before I started Vibrionics. So
Hmm.
the parent approached saying that her kid was not studying. He was always playing around, did not focus on education. So they came up to kind of with us saying, "Can we do something?" Then we it's like a movie of Inception. We
Hmm.
planted the idea in the kid's mind without even he getting to know, sir.
Hmm.
And we programmed him in such a way that exam was he was writing his 10th exam. So
Hmm.
1 month before, we programmed him to get 70%, and
Hmm.
with the exact number that 441 is the marks that he's supposed to get to achieve 70%. And when the exam happened, when the result came, the result was 441, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is happened in our case also like that only. We hypnotize the small children, and
Yeah.
we asked about our niece. She was actually best in 100 out of 100. In maths and science and everything. We asked her in which subject she will score the maximum. That the hypnotized children they said English. So we are surprised, and to coincidence, she has the highest scoring in the English only.
Yes,
It
sir.
happened
Yes.
so.
Yes.
So you are right. It is possible. Even when they are hypnotized, there we are taking them to the super consciousness, or you can say the what is called ultimate consciousness.
Sir, in our case, what had happened, we did not even hypnotize the kids. So the kid did not even come to our house also. We
Ah,
just did online through mediumship.
oh,
Instead of the kid, I became the kid. So I
oh,
act as a medium,
ah,
and we what I program. I mean, I just take one person. Her name is Vaibavi. She kind of helps me in this.
hmm,
She guides me, and she puts the
ah,
thought, and I
ah.
plant the thought in the mind.
Good, very good, very good. It
This is what
happens because there is a book called Silva Mind Control. I read
Mhm.
it when I was studying in the seventh or eighth standard. In that one, there was a program. You have to program your mind that when I show this red kerchief to anyone, they will rub their nose. First
Mhm.
person whomsoever I show this cursive or it can say hand cursive will rub their nose. And if you program yourself, but if you
Yes,
show
sir.
someone, if anybody sees that kerchief first time, they will rub their nose. That means
Mhm.
we are all connected.
Yes, sir.
We are all connected. Yes, you are right. Like you become a child and you
Yeah.
implant that thought into you, then transfer it to that kid. Quite possible. Very good. Make it a, this is what, many people, they make a, they customize and they train as a so many psychological training, level one,
Yes.
level two, level three, like that, they will give the
It's all
training.
the same, sir. It's all the same. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
old wine in a new bottle. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. Okay, thank you so much. I took your most of the time, and I thought today was a small topic, the endocrine, but it is everywhere. It is affecting, and the all involved in all the places. So it was a nice today. So let us